Adam here, and it is that time. Oh my god. We have a brand new Aurora album out. Like, it's finally here. I remember talking about that like way back at the start of this year. And now we're here. Aurora, What Happened to the Heart? I am so excited to check out this album. And obviously I'm going to go through it track by track. But what I will say is, when I get to songs that I've already reacted to, I'll probably just link to like the video, like my, normal reaction video to that song. But if there is a different like variation on the album compared to what I've reacted to, then obviously I'll check that out. But just to give you a heads up for that, let's start with track number 1. Oh my god, I'm like super excited for this. So, Echo of My Shadow, track number 1. We're gonna go through it all. Let's go. Okay.
If I stay here any longer, I'll stay here forever.
Beautiful.
And the echo of my world will fade. Will the edge of my sorrow
Yes.
be gone in the morning? I know.
Wow.
Stay right here, stay in the light, my dear, until the love you crave falls in your arms. Ooh, I know your mind moves like the wind. Sometimes, if you can't rise for us, this
Nice. Beautiful. What an opening to the album. Wow.
If my life is just a moment, and this world is ancient, then the light through my window will fade.
Yes.
Young mountains, old rivers, I let them become me right now. Stay right here, stay in the light, my dear, until the love you crave falls in your arms.
Great.
I know your mind moves like the wind. Sometimes, if you can rise for us, do it for
There it is again. Oh, it's beautiful. Stepping up 3 times there at the end. Stunning.
If I stay here any longer, I will stay here forever. Till the echo of my shadow is gone. There are heroes within us. There are lovers around
That's
us.
beautiful.
They will be here forever. I know.
That echo on the voice at the end. Wow. 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 What an opening to the album. Wow. Oh man, that was just ethereal beauty that we get so used to with Aurora. Wow, wow, wow. So I have to say off the bat, like, this reminded me a lot of like We Are Going to the Moon, like the end of the last album. And I love that, you know, if you listen to the albums back to back, it's kind of like a transition into like a completely different album, right? And like, in many ways, like, I love that. It's like, you know, kind of leaving that album behind and now we're stepping into like this new album. It is that this opening is very transcendent. But what I will say as well is it reminds me visually of like a sunrise. Like, this is the start of a brand new day. This is the start of a new album. It's like the start of something, like the birth of something new that's happening. And this is the transcendence, which is like taking us into this new era. And I really love that feeling in that opening. It was just beautiful. Like all of this, the echoey sound kind of just going through all of this haziness, just beautiful, like opening your eyes for the first time and taking in like a new day. It was very dreamlike, very ethereal. It was just beautiful. Like all of that, just, there was like movement within that. Like the melody was kind of very soft and the tempo was very soft. We're not going anywhere quickly because it's the birth of something new, right? Like we're opening our eyes, we're starting this new day, this new movement. And that's what I really liked about this. That's what really came across, especially towards the end there. I like that echoey effect as well. It was very dreamlike, but it was very dreamlike, but in a way kind of like waking up from a dream as well, like kind of facing reality. So like some of like the kind of words and everything like that, like especially towards the end, was beautiful. It was starting to just drift off. And yeah, it was like kind of like, you know, coming into consciousness of like, right, I'm leaving almost at the dream state now and I'm starting to like wake up a little bit more and like realize, you know, like look at things and like I'm stepping into this new world. And that's what I really liked. Like, and some of the lyrics there, which we'll get to shortly, were beautiful. But I have to say, Aurora's vocal quality in this song alone, beautiful. Like, this is one of her strengths, like really leaning into that ethereal beauty that she has within that vocal. And it just played out so beautifully here. Especially when like she was doing the slides when she was going up and then doing those lovely runs on the way down. Gorgeous. It's like, it's weird, like I feel like you can see this, and I know like this music video was obviously just kind of, you know, something probably in place for now, like if we get a music video for this song, but just that repetition of that. But you can kind of imagine just like, I don't know, like maybe Aurora like walking through somewhere where there's beautiful waterfalls and like there's a nice gust of wind and there's like leaves blowing past her and the sun is rising, and it's just all of that like vision for me. That's what I can see, and almost as if I'm there. And you can just imagine that and kind of like just, you know, blown around by the wind and just being swept through this beautiful forest, and it's been, you know, bathed in this beautiful sunlight. That's what I get from this, and it's gorgeous. But yes, Aurora's vocal quality invokes that kind of vision for me in all of that. And I love that three kind of step slide that we got as well, right up into that higher note, which was absolutely beautiful. You know, like when Aurora does that, when she pushes that vocal up, it's just wow. Like skill, talent, beauty, all of that in the vocal, to then just in that slide alone taking us up there and then bringing us back down almost to reality. Just wonderful. And again, like storytelling in the lyrics, which I'll obviously look at shortly, but just beautiful. Like the way the softness of the voice and then like, you know, the rest of the big cacophony of sound coming together, like in the chorus and everything like that, really kind of building us up and then just gently bringing us down on that wind. Just, and then again, that beautiful, soft, really soft vocal towards the end there. You know, almost kind of verging or like teasing on going on whispering. Like on that last thing, I think it's I know and then I know. And just dragging that out there, just beautiful. Really just, quality sound to the opening of this album. Let's check out some of those lyrics. Alright, so the chorus is, stay right here, stay in the light, my dear, until the love you crave falls in your arms. Oh, I know your mind moves like a wave sometimes. If you can't rise for us, do it for love. Oh. I mean, that's beautiful. That's emotion right there. That's passion. Like, that's gorgeous. That's seeing somebody for who they are and recognizing who they are and just recognizing them as emotion. And I think that's beautiful. Just seeing them as this emotional being. Beautiful. Especially that line, like, you know, I know your mind moves like a wave sometimes, which is so apt with people where, you know, thoughts and feelings and everything can just wash over you sometimes. And she's saying that if you can't rise for us, do it for love. Always focus on love. Like, Aurora's been a big advocate of that, of like, you know, and we see this a lot in her music of really pushing that, loving each other, respecting each other, right? Showing each other kindness. And that's what she's focusing on here, saying like, look, do it for love. Whatever you're going to do it for love. Do it with love in your heart. Do it with kindness. Lead with that. That's really apparent in her music. So I really, really love this verse here. So if my life is just a moment and this world is ancient, let the light through my window, then the light through my window will fade. Young mountains, old rivers, I let them become me right now. I mean, that's beautiful. That's giving yourself back to the earth. You know, saying that the earth's been here for so long, everything's happened, this beauty that's been created on the earth, that's all happened before us, during us, and after us. And when we go, we give that back and we become one, as it literally says in the lyrics there. I mean, that's just beautiful. And Aurora's spoken about this a lot, the harmony between Mother Nature and people, and that's become so fractured as the years have gone on, and it should be coming back together. We should be living in harmony with Mother Nature and treating the earth kindly, treating ourselves kindly, and that absolutely speaks to that. The outro as well, I think that might have been my favorite part, you know, and I know like I love like that slide up into the higher register, but the outro, these lyrics, come on, I mean, beautiful. Like, so if I stay here any longer, I will stay here forever till the echo of my shadow is gone. I mean, wow, that's poetry at its absolute best. There are heroes within us. There are lovers around us. They will be here forever. I know, I know, I know, oh, I know. I mean, that's just reaffirming everything. That I know, like I know it, I believe it, it's going to happen. But I love that there are heroes within us and there are lovers around us and they'll be here forever. She's saying everybody, for me anyway, everybody has the potential to be a hero, right? That's in us. And there are people that are going to love us around us always. And then she says that will be here forever. That's part of the human condition that will not go. So even after your time when you've given yourself back to Mother Nature, given yourself back to Earth, there will be more people that have that heroicness inside of them to do the right thing. And there will always be people around us that love us, and that's what we should lean into. And that's beautiful. She's saying that will be here forever. This will keep happening. This will be the thing. And it's up to us to really embrace that love within us and do that heroic thing, kind of, I guess, for love, like between each other and treating each other with respect and kindness, and the earth with that as well. Just beautiful. And all of that wrapped up in this beautiful, ethereal, dreamlike quality song. Like, as I said, for me, it's a sunrise. This is the birth of the new album. And man, like, what a way to step into this new album. Just beautiful. The imagery is already there. A beautiful welcome into that. I am so excited to see the rest of this album and where we go journey-wise, because this, for me, is just, what an opening. Next track. Alright guys, so the next track is To Be Alright, which is my most recent reaction to Aurora, so make sure you do go check that out as well. But yeah, let's jump to the next track. Alright, so same thing again guys, Your Blood is the next track after this one, and again, I have already reacted to this one. Make sure you check out my reaction here and then come straight back. One of my favorites from, I guess, the album so far. I don't know what else we've got coming, but Your Blood is one of my absolute favorites. I really, really love that song. I love the direction it goes, and I love how upbeat it is, how fun it is, how important it is as well. You can already tell just from the opening, the way that song ties into this, talking about the build-up of humans and how important, you know, your blood and your identity and who you are matters. And I really love that. Alright, next song. Alright, so the next song is The Conflict of the Mind, which again is a song that I've already reacted to. But again, make sure you do go and check that out as well, alongside the rest of the album. It seems like the songs I've already done reaction to are kind of like all next to each other. But then once we get through that, I guess, we'll then get to a point where it's like, right, we can just carry on, keep doing the reactions to the brand new songs on the album. But yeah, another fantastic song, next track. Alright guys, so the next track is Some Type of Skin, which again, I have already reacted to, but there is a live version of the song, so why not check that out? It's the Vivo version, Some Type of Skin. I haven't heard this. Apparently it's really amazing, so I'm really pumped for this, so let's go, let's check it out. Oh wow, they're just... what, 2 instruments? Oh, I'm excited for this. This could be a hard one to sing live as well.
Hit me hard where I am soft. Should my heart reveal itself to be more than a muscle?
Beautiful.
Or a fist covered in blood?
That beautiful run.
However much it feels to bleed, it's only temporary. Da, 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 da.
Nice.
We're good people and we both deserve peace.
Wow.
I guess I should build some type of skin and let breath be air and love. The things I know might disappear in the last light of the sun.
I love this.
I let it slow me down. I'll crawl where everybody runs.
Nice.
We're good people and we deserve peace. It's difficult, it seems. My God is love.
Wow.
Some type of skin I got. My God is love. There's some type of skin I got. My God is love.
Nice.
There's some type of skin I got. Oh my God, it's love.
Beautiful.
Yours. My God, my God, oh,
Nice. Bit of vocalizing there. I love it. Ooh. I love that. He's just like, oh, is this what we're doing? Absolutely love that. Wow, wow, wow. That is like the perfect example of Aurora just having fun and enjoying herself when she performs. And that's the epitome of that. Wow. Love that. Absolutely love that live performance. Now, obviously, I don't want to talk about a lot of like kind of the song structure and everything like that because I have already talked about that in my reaction video, but just as a live performance, like just amazing to see like two musicians like playing, you know, with each other there for the song, and then Aurora obviously on the keys, and then the way like Aurora is like singing live on a song that's pretty difficult to sing live because there's a lot vocally going on, to then like play it, to then go over to the back and like just have a bit of a dance around and like vocalize a bit, then quickly come back and play some more stuff. Wonderful. Like that is musicianship through and through. That is Aurora as an artist. Like knows just her song inside out, knows her voice inside out, which wow in this performance. And like knows like when to move around the room, when to come back and play, like to be in sync with the other musician there. Just incredible. Like I really love the stripped down versions of Aurora's music because you really can just appreciate the song and the lyrics a lot more. And like just the lyrics there, like we're good people. I love that. Talking about like how we deserve peace and like there is goodness in people, we just have to access it, right? And it goes back to the opening of the album there, talking about like we have heroes within us, like we have goodness within us, we just need to delve back into that, right? And then that'll build those kind of more positive bridges between people where we can lead with love and lead with respect rather than all of the other kind of darkness that's in the world right now, especially right now. And I love that. And again, like, you know, this is a much more of an upbeat song. It's obviously a really fun song as well, but the lyrics are really meaningful. And again, it's just that human condition, like building the positive sides of being human and that emotion and really kind of leaning into that. And that's what I love about this song in particular. And I'm starting to see now the themes of like the other songs are starting to tie through and come together, where we go from the opening to like, you know, Your Blood and like other songs, Conflict of the Mind, and all of this is coming together. And you know, I love that, especially Conflict of the Mind as well. Like so much emotionally goes on, and it is literally that, like, you know, trying to just pull out those more positive like points and really kind of put energy into them. And again, it is that, and I've said this a million times, I probably will throughout the album, but leading with love, leading with those positive emotions, which then influence our actions between each other, which then, you know, generates more respect and more love between each other. And all of that's starting to really kind of filter through here. And we saw like in Conflict of the Mind, like a more of a, you know, that music video as well was a big conflict of emotions of many different things that was going on, not a positive look. And I like that in the album as well, we're looking at the more kind of negative effects of what can happen if you know, choose to place your energies in different emotions, which can have more negative connotations and effects on people around you. And then the themes of this going through is still, but if you can, find that hero within you, find that, that good person inside of you and really put energy and growth into that, because that will be the most rewarding thing. And that's coming from these songs so far. I don't know what the rest of the album's going to sound like, but absolutely beautiful, and I'm excited to check out more. I think looking at the track list now, we're into the new section, so let's check out next track. Alright, so as I said, we're now into brand new territory with brand new music that I haven't reacted to yet. The next song is The Essence. Super pumped to start this run. Let's go. Alright, so the same videos again because no music videos have been released yet, but we've got something to watch. I love this acoustic guitar starting.
In another life, home feels like home. I mourned you now, longer than I've known you. As the trees cry their leaves, vulnerable,
lower register,
just like me. Maybe it will be alright. We all hurt sometimes, and maybe it will be alright. We are running through the waves of time. Truth can lie in the arms of a fight, and I try, but it hurts so much to be in touch. So I'd rather not.
Beautiful, my God. Wow, the delicacy of this song.
We make amends with the roads we cross, like rivers flow to be near your ground. Maybe it will be alright. We all hurt sometimes, and maybe it will be alright. We are running through the waves of time. Truth can lie in the arms of a fight, and I try, but it hurts so much.
There it is again.
To be in touch with the essence of us. It hurts so much to be in touch with the essence of us. With the essence of us.
Yes.
It hurts so much to be in touch. So I'd rather not.
Oh, wow. Wow. That was beautiful. That was like, oh my God, that was like just stunning. Oh my God, that's so much of that is what I love about Aurora was in that song right there. And it was so understated in its beauty. Wow, wow, wow. The whole soundscape of this song I absolutely loved. Like, to start with, like the acoustic guitar just creeping in, you can hear every like slip down the fret as well, like on the strings, which I love. I eat that up. And just that delicate playing with like this really emotional, delicate way that Aurora sang in this song, which is beautiful. And there were like little moments when obviously she did like push her like voice up, but here the main portion of it was just that delicate beauty in the song. Wow. Just all just the texture that this song created, it was just beautiful. Like such a softness, but such an important song as well, singing about, you know, like the essence of touch and what that means to touch, and then the harm that that could actually do. And then, you know, Aurora here saying, so I'd rather not. And that's an interesting narrative there, because there's two voices that you could be talking about. You could be talking about a person, or like, you know, people, and seeing a different emotional side of somebody, and that you'd rather not have that connection with somebody so that you back away. But it also could be Aurora acting as the voice of Mother Earth, saying that, wanting to reconnect with people on this earth, but seeing how destructive they can be, the essence of that touch, I'd rather not, because I understand what that could lead to, the damage that could cause. And that's the same with relationships with people, right? Like when you try to get maybe closer to somebody and really kind of see into them, see who they are, like almost like that essence of touch, that connection with somebody. And rather than doing that and then getting hurt by it, you'd rather not. It's a very sad song in that respect. It's very melancholic, but reflective of real life experience. And that's what makes it so important. And that's what makes Aurora so important, is that she's able to write this beautiful, poetic narrative in her music, but it's so meaningful. Everything is there when you really kind of dive into it and really kind of sit within the song and really understand or interpret, in your interpretation obviously, of like the emotional complexity and the narrative within that song. Absolutely beautiful. And just looking at that with some of the lyrics there, so as we say, maybe it will be all right. We all hurt sometimes, and maybe it will be all right. We are running through the waves of time. And I loved when she sang that part of the song. It was like pushing that voice up there. And that was the thing about this song. It was very multi-layered. So she had the softness of that voice, kind of like almost like giving up. And like, almost like that last string of hope, like, oh, maybe it'll be all right. And then that kind of voice, that reassurance coming in, like, we are running through the waves of time. Time is passing now, to which time is gone through. Like, it's gone. Like, this opportunity that we think we could have, we've seen the effect of it again and again, like once it's come and gone. And the truth can lie in the arms of a fight. And I try, but it hurts so much to be in touch with the essence of us. That one line there, and the truth can lie in the arms of a fight. Fighting struggles around the world, like personal struggles within you, a struggle with another individual maybe. All of that is so telling. You can really learn about a person from a fight and what they choose to do. Does it become physical? Does it become violent? Is it verbal? Do they stay calm? Do they say nothing? Those internal struggles with ourselves and how that manifests as well. And like between two people globally, what does conflict look like? And what does your involvement in that conflict look like? Is so telling of a person. And I think that's really interesting that the lyrics are exploring that there. Just beautiful. Even just the opening of the song there when Aurora said, like, in another life, home feels like home. I've mourned you now longer than I've known you, as the trees cry their leaves vulnerable just like me. Like, beautiful. That is like the voice of Mother Earth there, saying like, in another life, home felt like home. In another life, before we were destroying the earth and destroying connections between each other, this felt like home. And I've mourned you now. I've mourned that better time. I've mourned that time when we had that beautiful connection. But unfortunately, like, crying their leaves, the trees are dying. Like, we're vulnerable now, and it's saying just like me. And that's so interesting. Beautifully poetic. Wow, what a standout song on the album. I am so excited to continue and check out the next track. All right, so the next track is Earthly Delight. So you know what? Let's just jump straight in. I don't think we'll have a different music video. It'll probably be the same, but who cares? We're here for the music. Let's go.
First, you made for me a river, so I would have water. Made for me a garden, so I would have but I'm so lonely, so lonely.
More of an upbeat song now.
When everything dies, can you stay with me?
Interesting with that instrument there.
Could you give to me desire, so I would have fire, fill my lungs with air, I'll be a perfect love. But I'm so lonely, so lonely.
voice there. It's very Enya. I love that. Sound of birds around me everywhere there. Alright, there we go. Wow. What an interesting one there, because I mean, it's called Earthly Delights, and you can really hear that in the soundscape of everything going on. You can hear the birds kind of going in the background there, and the sound of the wind and everything. That was beautiful. And this very much leans back into that narrative of Mother Nature. From the offset, I just have to say, like, the song itself reminded me so much of Enya, and that's a very, very good thing. So I'm a fan of Enya. I really love what she does, like, with the layering of her vocal, and I really got a lot of that essence here, just a lot of that humming in the background and like the different layering of the humming alone. That's very Enya, and I love that. I eat that up, and I loved it. I love that sound just in the background of, like, it was almost like we were riding on the wind. And I love that, you know, the kind of beat of the song started to pick up in those moments, and then some of the choruses we kind of just had like a moment to breathe, but there was definitely movement, there was definitely momentum in this song. It was like, right, things are starting to happen. This is almost like it's like a build towards something bigger perhaps in the album. But I really, really enjoyed that. Like, the momentum behind that, kind of like almost had a bit of a 70s like sound to this, like to the music as well, like in the background, some of the instruments that were used there, but beautiful, really, really gorgeous. And then that kind of, that beautiful vocal of Aurora again. We're getting like, she's sitting in a higher register there compared to the last song, totally different, but almost like she's pleading a little bit more. But there's definitely like movement within this song. We're definitely moving towards something else. And I really like that, which is nice to hear that upbeat tempo without going like too insane. But it fit with, for me, it was like the movement of the wind along with the birds and everything in the background works so beautifully. Let's check out some of the lyrics. All right, so just having a quick glance here, I definitely think this is Aurora speaking as Mother Earth. Like, definitely here with like, first you made me a river so I would have water, made for me a garden so I would have earth, but I'm so lonely when everything dies, can you stay with me? That's so poetic. You give me everything, right? You give me the water that I drink, you give me the earth that I can walk on, but now I'm so lonely. And, you know, when everything else dies, when all of this goes away, will you still be there? Almost like the essence of you, going back to the other song there. Will you still be there? You know, like, will you be there when I lose everything, when everything's gone? Can I rely on you to still be there? Beautiful. And then the verse as well, the second one, like, could you give to me desire so I would have fire? Fill my lungs with air, I'll be the perfect lover. I mean, that's two things there, right? Fire feeds off air. She's talking about that coming together so that it really lives. And again, talking about that, like, will you be the heir to my fire? Like, give me that desire to show me what life is, how to live life to the fullest. And also, will you be there? And just a little change in the chorus there at the end. Again, it's like, but I'm so lonely, if everything dies, oh, why can't you love me? So we had a slight change in the last kind of lyric there towards the end, which is beautiful. And then we've got the bridge here. And when time at last consumes me, broken and unholy, let my body wander far away from here. You make for me a portal, eyes warmed up with sorrow. You always envied mortals, 'cause we can leave. I mean, wow. Like, talking about, like, God, that's so rich in, like, imagery. And when that was the last time, and when time at last consumes me, broken and unholy, let my body wander far away from here. That's like the soul. That's like the essence. And again, that's interesting. Like, is that like the soul of Mother Earth? Is that like the soul of a collective people? Is it the individual soul? Let me wander away from here. You make for me a portal, eyes warmed up with sorrow. That's beautiful. Crying. Looking into somebody's eyes, they always say, is like a window into the soul. And I think that very much is enriched within this song as well, like talking about that, like that movement and moving like kind of from your, it says like from your body, like you've envy mortals because we can leave our bodies and still exist as a soul wandering on the wind. And that's beautiful. The poetry there is absolutely incredible. Like Aurora just is one of the best songwriters in the world, with her poetic imagery, bringing that with music like this, and as well really thinking about that multi-layered, all those different voices within one song. Man, this is just, it's so incredible, and I am so excited just to keep going with the album. This is beautiful so far. All right, next song. All right, so the next track, really interesting title here, When the Dark Dresses Lightly. Super intrigued for this. Let's go. Very primal start there. I like this.
As I pour out my story, drink me up. There is wine in every word. Here's to us now, my dear. We're being strong now. And
Beautiful.
the dark dresses lightly, razor sharp as it cuts right through my soul. Here's to us now, my dear. Guess I shouldn't have kept the knife in my heart for so long. Guess I shouldn't have held back when I needed you to know. Guess I shouldn't have kept the knife in my heart for so long. Guess I shouldn't have held back when I needed you to know.
Wow. This is great. Primal sounds.
Let us dance to our sorrow, make amends. There's so much you still don't know. Here's to us now, my dear. We're going deep now. All this fear, it's contagious. Now we're here. Let our glasses overflow. Here's to us.
Vocalizing
Guess I shouldn't have kept the knife in my heart for so long. Guess I shouldn't have held back when I needed you to know. Guess I shouldn't have kept the knife in my heart for so long. Guess I shouldn't have held back when I needed you to know. No, I just want to fly. You and I. It's perfectly fine to breathe in her.
Wow.
Can you feel it? Yeah. Let me feel it.
Building. Wow. Oh, wow. All right, I'm calling it now. One of my favorite songs on the album so far. Wow, that was everything I love about Aurora is in this song. Wow. So straight away, it's a different sound from the rest of the album. Like, you know, we have had a few like upbeat songs here, but this really leans into that kind of primal sound that Aurora brings to her music quite often. It's like a throwback, and I really love that. Like Aurora in, you know, her previous albums really leaned a lot more into that. So I love that we got this here. This was so ritualistic. You can imagine people performing like a ritual, like around fire or something, like a pagan ritual to this. It was very much that. And God, did I love it. I love that. Just anything like that. Oh my God. Reminds me of like, you know, going back to Vordruna and Helvegen and stuff like that. Just all of that type of soundscape I'm absolutely here for. And I really got that from this song. Beautiful. Just, I love all of those little noises in the background, that and like all of that and the and just all of these different sounds. And then again, that one section when Aurora just lets loose and vocalize, it's like, I love when she does that. That's like one of my favorite things that she does. And to hear her do that there in the background, then it just got chopped up a little bit as well, like as we went into the chorus, and you could still hear like kind of flickers of it in the background. Beautiful. And again, like the lower register of Aurora's vocal in this song, gorgeous. Like pretty much all the way through this, you know, like some of the background noises and obviously the vocalizing was a little bit higher, but just as the majority of this was like that lower kind of vocal, it was like the rumblings of something. It was so beautiful, just such like a ritualistic song, man. This was it. And then like that build, as it built towards the end, then everything was coming together. You could just imagine this big ritual happening. Like that's when the energy's really getting elevated, the fire's blowing up into the sky, just all of this. Like wow. Let's check out some of those lyrics. I love as well, like when I'm looking at the lyrics here, just there's so much that changes, like even just one line here and there, like in the choruses, which is just expertly done. It's just, again, Aurora being an incredible storyteller that we know she is. So here we go. I really love this opening line. As soon as I heard it, I thought, yep, that is exactly what I've been saying, to be honest. So as I pour out my story, drink me up, there is wine within every word. I mean, that's literally what I've been saying as Aurora, as a songwriter. Like, that is me drinking up that damn wine because I am here for these stories. And then the rest there. Here's to us now, my dear, we're being strong now, and the dark dresses lightly. Razor sharp as it cuts right through my soul. Here's to us now, my dear, it took too long. That's beautiful. Like, so much darkness around us, and sometimes it's dressed as like that dark essence of something dangerous dressed up as light. It looks like it's going to be fine, but it's actually not. You know what it's like? And it's taking advantage of you misinterpreting that as something safe. And it cuts right through your soul. Beautiful. Again, it's like you look at this situation, you think this is a great situation here. It's light, right? Everything's fine. Oh, wait, no. It's cut right through me. Like, beautiful. And we got this a lot as well repeated, the kind of, guess I shouldn't have kept the knife in my heart for so long. I look at the way that was sung, like, in my heart for so long, like, do, 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 do. And like it matched the, like, the beat in the background as well, which is beautiful. Guess I shouldn't have held back when I needed you to know. And then again, this repeated again. Guess I shouldn't have held the knife in my heart for so long. Guess I shouldn't have held back when I needed you to know. Beautiful. So again, that imagery, that's so strong, with like a knife going through a heart, like through love. Like, I should have told you how I felt like when I needed you to know this. I held the knife in my heart for too long. Beautiful. And I want to look at the outro there, like kind of the ending of the song, because that was beautiful when everything was coming together. So like, to the river, to the water, where the floodgates are wide open and the tower has fallen onto you. Really interesting there. Let me feel it, darling, 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 to the river, to the water. Let me feel it, darling, 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 where the floodgates are wide open. Let me feel it, darling, 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 and the tower has fallen onto you. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And those oh yeahs were really powerful at the end. They're kind of really sounding off, and that echo of that was beautiful in the back. But yeah, that's really interesting, saying like, to the river, to the water, where the floodgates are wide open. That's like a surge of movement, like, let's go, let's get out of here, let's follow the river and let's exit, like, let's get out of here. And the tower has fallen onto you. And then, let me feel it, darling, darling, to the river. Oh yeah, the tower has fallen onto you. So again, it's like, you see this escape, right? The water's leaving this way. Let's go, let's get away from this terrible situation. As you're heading towards it, this darkness which is dressed up as light, then the tower falls on you. So it's like one moment of when you think that's safety right there, let's go, a tower falls on you. And it's that dark moment coming back again. It's about assessing that and like judging that. But beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The movement in this song, the way Aurora performs her deeper vocal on this, stunning. And that visual kind of sense of this song was just amazing. Like, this was cinematic, this was beautiful, it was ritualistic, but there was so much movement in that. One of my favorites from the album so far. All right, let's check out the next track. All right, so the next track we have is one I've already reacted to, which is A Soul With No King. Now, this is the album version. I'm not sure if it's going to be different. It doesn't have remix with Mother Nature or Nature in the title. If you do want to check out my reaction to that one, make sure you go and check out that. I have that separately on my channel. But this is the album version, so let's see if it is different. Here we go. It does sound slightly different.
I know you know me, and you always will. Like a man with no wisdom and a soul with no king. A soul
Still beautiful.
I know you feel me, your heart unfulfilled, like a world with no mother and a home never is what you want. Why speak of right and wrong? You still going for
Those cries, beautiful.
like he's not your friend. When the world starts to bend, give your water to
Wow. This soundscape again here, beautiful. This one's a lot more like focused on that instrumental sound. Like obviously that sound of nature isn't there as much, but still beautiful. The ending there, still beautiful. If you know who I am, why won't you call my name? Absolutely stunning. Wow, slightly different obviously from the other version I did react to, but you know what, still just as beautiful. And again, that kind of deep sound of Aurora's vocal here, really leaning into that lower register with her. Absolutely stunning. I don't want to speak too much on this song because I have already reacted to it, obviously that version with Mother Nature, which was absolutely incredible. But again, just some of the lyrics I want to highlight are just absolutely beautiful. Like, I know you feel me, your heart unfulfilled, like a world with no mother and a home never built. Like, that is stunning. Like, potential there. Like, there's something massively missing there. Like, your heart's unfulfilled. You've got, like, the home was never built. Like, a world with no mother. Like, there's so many missed opportunities there. But I know that you feel me, that opportunity could have been there. But this is what you want. Why speak of right and wrong? You still go in for the kill. I mean, wow. Like, that's bypassing everything. That's bypassing, like, ethically, what's the right thing to do here? Morally, what's the right thing to do here? You just go straight in for the kill. You are canceling an opportunity there. Incredible. And I loved this section here. This was beautiful. You speak of the devil like he's not your friend. When the world starts to burn, give the water to him. Like, that is stunning. So, like, you try to say basically, whoa, hey, I'm not the bad guy. Like, I'm not doing the devilish thing. But you're really showing yourself. You're saying you don't know this person, this devil. But yet when the world starts to burn, you don't use that water to help the world. You give the water to him. So, like, you're lying, essentially. You know, and that is such a political statement right there in just that verse. Absolutely beautiful. This whole song is that. And it really is for me. Again, Aurora kind of adopting that voice of Mother Nature, saying, oh, that's hilarious that you are coming here in the guise of wanting to help, saying that you don't know about the dangers that people talk about. Yet when it becomes a dangerous situation, the opportunity right now is to help. You give your attention and everything that could help elsewhere. That's so powerful, so beautiful. And again, it's an example of Aurora using her voice to speak for what is right. And I absolutely love that. All right, so again, remember to do check out my original reaction to the other version of this song because it's, again, just stunning. But let's check out the next track. All right, so the next song is called Dreams. It's already been a great build where we're going. It feels like we've got momentum going here. So let's see where we end up going here. Let's check it out. All right, so the pace is definitely slowed down here. Very ethereal. Beautiful. Wow. She's... Wow.
I've needed so much with nothing to touch, floating from earth. Another bridge burned, a mother concerned. Come back to the world. In my dreams. Don't lie to yourself, don't lie to the world, don't lie to a girl. And your shadows were forgiven, I abandoned your religion. impossible to track. In my dreams, everything's more quiet than here. In my dreams,
Beautiful.
everything I feel disappears.
Wow.
Learn my body and my poems and repeat them like you own them, like the arrow and the willow we all bend. Let
Wolf.
the mothers and the daughters climb out of the waters like the needle and the cockroach we mend. In my dreams,
Good.
everything is more quiet than here.
The emotion on that alone. Wow. What an emotional ending there. That was beautiful. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was such like... The last couple of songs we've had like a big build-up to almost like a big battle where there's like all-out war that's happened, where there's been fires burning, there's been conflict, there's probably been death and everything like that going on. And then we get this song where it's almost like the aftermath of that, where, you know, the soul is then moving on into dreams, and like, you know, as your eyes are closed, you are so far away from the battlefield because you're inside of your own consciousness now. This is your dream world where you're removed from that. And, you know, she even talks about that where she's saying like, I can't feel anymore, like I'm in my dream world. So beautiful, so poetic. I mean, this song leans right back into that beautiful ethereal type, you know, sound that we come to know with Aurora. Just beautiful, like how sweeping it was. We kind of just were swept along into this dream world, and even just the way that, you know, it sounded with all of that beautiful choral type singing behind. Like everything is slowed down here. We just got that. It also reminded me of like going back to some other the songs, like I think The Essence and other stuff like that. Just slowed down, beautiful, delicate, soft. We are meandering again here. We're wandering, and that's stunning. Again, like Aurora kind of is pushing into a higher register in this song, which is absolutely beautiful. It's like, you know, this is two characters now. Like we've heard her sing like Mother, like Nature, and now she's going into, I don't know, maybe like a lost soul, like retreating into like this dream world away from all of this conflict and everything else that's going on. Just beautifully done. And like I loved all of that like just all of that like coming in as well. It was angelic, it was beautiful, it was almost like otherworldly, almost afterlife like. It was just magnificent. And again, the very end of the song is like dripping in emotion, the way that Aurora sang that, especially on the word dreams. That run that she took us on with dreams, absolutely out of this world. Like that was stunning. Those last two sentences, the way that she sang them, amazing. But especially on that word dreams, beautiful. Wow, just gorgeous. So obviously I highlighted the choruses, you know, she's talking about like, in my dreams, like I can't feel anymore, and like everything's so quiet and I'm so removed from all of that conflict. And it's like, almost like it is that, you know, after everything's gone on, just the calmness of that, like, where am I? What is happening? Everything's so quiet now, and I'm in my dream world away from being able to feel. But I want to highlight some of the verses, this one in particular. So, the night became new, and out of it grew a hymn of the pearl. Don't lie to yourself, don't lie to the world, don't lie to a girl. Which is really interesting there, because those lyrics match another of Aurora's songs as well.
Into the madness of the world of a girl.
When your shadows were forgiven, I abandoned your religion, and I knew that I would never come back. So tired and so aimless, I traveled through the darkness so my path would be impossible to track. That is stunning yet again. Like, these lyrics are just so dripping in, just poetic imagery. I keep saying that all the time, but it's so true. It's exactly what it is. Just she's talking about again there, like the darkness coming in, like the night becoming new. And I love those certain lines there where it's like, I abandoned your religion and I knew I would never come back. Like me crying out for help and nothing has come. Like, I'm so tired, I'm so aimless, I'm wandering through the darkness, so my path would be impossible to track. I don't want you to follow me now. Like, I have tried, we've tried to have this connection, I've tried giving belief to you, and nothing's come back, so I am wandering through the darkness now. I feel like I'm on my own. And that really leans into this, like going into your own kind of dream world where you don't feel anything. It's a really sad song when you really think about it, but absolutely beautiful, so well crafted, and just like this emotional journey that we're going on, where we started, we've gone, like there's been peaks where we've gone up and down with energy, like we're really building like a conflict in the middle there, and now this is almost like the aftermath. So I'm so excited to see where we're going to go next. All right, next track. All right, so the next song is My Name, and I have to say I've been really excited for this one because I know that Anne Brun worked on this and performs this with Aurora, so I am super excited to hear like the pair of them coming together on this song. I don't know how much she'll be involved with this and like if she'll take a lead in it, I don't know, but I'm super excited for this. Again, I apologize if I pronounce her name incorrectly, but let's dive straight in. This is My Name. Super excited for this one. Let's go. This is like 80s sound. A little bit of like 80s techno sound in there.
My name was hidden somewhere in the back of my brain. I didn't know before my head was drained, and all I could hear was that name.
Interesting sound bouncing.
The mission I had before I was reversed, long before I was a part of Earth. I was a part of your world. I was a part of your world. I was a part of your world. I was a part of your world.
Beautiful vocalizing here.
An innocent way to teach a dying soul. You eventually will be eaten by yourself. Nobody asks for the help. Far away, somebody was given just another year, another departure in our atmosphere. Will you forget I was here? 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 Will you forget I was here?
That vocalizing melody again there, beautiful. What an interesting track. Definitely an 80s type techno sound, like influence within there, kind of like that beat in the background. Like really interesting. Coming off the back of where we just were, like with the last song into this, it's almost like, you know, running through the darkness, or like, you know, that especially that lyric, will you forget that I was here, like repeated again and again and again. really interesting, like the direction. We're picking up tempo again here. Are we still running in the darkness? Are we noticing other people within there? That's really, really interesting. So the harmonies on the chorus there were absolutely beautiful. I love as well that like when both voices came in, like the background music kind of just stepped down a little bit, so you could hear more of like Annie, you could hear like Aurora there as well, just singing together, and their voices blend so well, like so damn well. That was gorgeous. And I love like all of that vocalizing, that stepping down vocalizing in the background, like after they'd sang. Just like that moment of that vocalizing, like that stepping down, 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 and then like some more lyrics coming in, and then a little bit of that again. It was a really nice structure there, and that was beautiful. All in the backdrop of this kind of faster, almost like 80s techno sound, which was really, really interesting. I don't know if I've really heard that with Aurora before. Maybe in a couple of tracks where it's like been slightly influenced, but this was definitely more pushed to the forefront. It was really interesting as well the way like this song started, when it was like, my name was hidden somewhere in the back of my brain. I didn't know before my head was drained, and all I could hear was that name. And then I erased, the mission I had before was reversed. Long before I was part of Earth, and then I was part of your world, is repeated 4 times. That's such an interesting opening to the song. Like, you know, it's almost like trying to remember who you are and like your identity. Who are you amongst all of this? Like, my name was hidden somewhere in the back of my brain. Like, I didn't know before my head was drained, and all I could hear was that name. Like, who I was, is that gone now? Like, it's saying I erased the mission like I had before I was reversed. So interesting there. Like, who are we? Like, who is this person? Like, amongst, I think I asked the question before, like during conflict, you really do question who you are. But that question, I guess, can also carry over to after all of this is fallen. Like, if we lose everything, like, you know, does that name still carry weight of who we are? I think that's really, really interesting. Say it again, like, I was part of your world. That is almost like two people talking to each other, and now it's like we don't know each other anymore. We're strangers, and yet at one point there might have been a relationship there. There could have been an opportunity for us to really have a good, strong relationship there, to know each other. And then there I was saying I was part of your world. Once upon a time I was part of your world, but now my name has been erased. Like, we're like strangers to each other because we stand on different sides of this conflict. I really liked as well the bridge that was leading into the last section of the song, when it was like saying, don't give up, you got another, don't give up, you bite the bullet, don't give up, you'll be okay, don't give up, we'll talk about it, will you forget I was here, don't give up, you got another. And again, it's just kind of repeating itself there, but interchanging, inserting, will you forget I was here. That's really kind of uplifting, you know, kind of saying like there's another try in you, like don't give up, like, you know, you were wandering through the dark for so long, but yet there's one more try here. Like, you bite the bullet, don't give up, you've got another in you. Like, let's give this another try, not all could be lost. That's really, really interesting. But then again, it's the counter to that is, will you forget I was here? So like, I'm really trying again. Like, I'm really trying to like let's try and build this relationship. Let's explore that opportunity if we can to come back together with peace. But then that question still hangs over there, but will you forget I was here? Am I trying for no reason? Is this just been thrown back? Wow, wow, wow. So interesting. Again, you know, both Anne and Aurora's voices on this song just work together so well. And like, it was conversational. It really felt that. Like, it felt like a conversation in song form within this, posing those interesting questions. And again, just like from where we are, I always kind of like paint an album, if I can, in a way, like a movie or like something that I see in my mind. And so far, it's almost like we've been wandering through the dark after like a massive kind of conflict that's blasted out. And yet this person's met another person now, and it's like they once knew each other, but like now they don't know each other the same way. And that question, will you forget I was here, is such an interesting thing to hang over that. Wow, just another interesting track. We're definitely picking up a momentum here. So I'm really intrigued to see if we're going to like build to something towards the end of the track. This was starting to move into the last section of the album now, so I'm really intrigued to hear more. But all right, next track. All right, so the next song is called Do You Feel, which is an interesting track title as well, because we were just talking about earlier, like the conversation between two people and like the opportunity to feel again, to build that connection with each other. So it'll be interesting to see if we build on that theme, but let's go. Do you feel?
Never give up this feeling. Never give up on love. You can give up on me. Never give up on love.
In our bodies and in our bones, we both sing in deeper tones. In the fire we both run to hide.
so upbeat. Love that. All right. Wow, such like a different sound from the last song there. Wow, like so upbeat. That was like super fun, but also really meaningful for like the content of the song and what it's actually about. So I think the main thing to say about it is that repetition of like never give up on this feeling, never give up on love. And that's so prevalent throughout all of this album, right? It's like talking about the strength of that emotion. That's what brings us back together. And I love that it's really upbeat and reinforces that like that feeling of love and how it can kind of sweep you up and you can get caught up in it, right? But it was just really upbeat. It was like moving away from that kind of darker stillness of like the fallout of like such an emotional breakdown of everything that's happened around you to be built back up again by love. And that's what's so important. Like if we can show compassion, if we can show love between one another, that will build us back up. I think that's what really comes across in this song. It's like, again, like the energy is back there. It's like a revitalization of life because you've been built back up by that feeling of love. It's people coming together. It's people loving one another. And again, like, you know, it's saying never give up on that feeling. Like never give up on the opportunity to feel that love because you can and it's there. And if you can make it work and bring it together, then it will build us back up. And that's very much what this song kind of leaned into for me. It was just really interesting. That was really upbeat. It was really fun as well. And like interesting, like that the noise was kind of like bouncing around in my earphones there, like that like going in the background there. But again, beautiful. And we had some really lovely vocal moments from Aurora there when she was like singing, kind of like vocalizing at the end of like some of the words as well, when she was kind of going into that like just off into the background, which was beautiful. And again, we know I absolutely love that. So whenever I hear an opportunity for that, yes, go off, Queen. I love it. But yeah, that was really beautiful. Nice layering in this song again, like picking up the tempo with that instrument in the background or instruments in the background. But again, like just that never give up, like all of the layering of the vocals there just worked incredibly well. But yeah, like it seems like we're picking up momentum now with the album. So I'm really intrigued to see where we're going to go next. But all right, let's check it out. Next track. All right, so this next song is Starvation. Now, I'm super excited to hear this one because I know like as soon as the album dropped, we got a music video for this as well straight away. So I am super pumped to check out this music video. We finally got one after like a lot of repetition of the same video, but I am super excited to check this out. Here we go. This is Starvation. All right, so we're still on that kind of upbeat sound.
I miss the touch of human hands on my skin. Miss the rush of beauty coming from within. Do I need to be torn just to see who will kill
night, and we hunger for love. Why do we touch the
Let's go.
night when we long to feel alive, and we hunger for love? And my soul is starving. Come on over, take a bite of the last apple here on earth. Will the
This music video,
virtual
wow.
mind become stronger than mine? And when my ego dies, will I stay here forever? When the wave crashes down, will my life be better? Why do we have to die for us to see the light? And we hunger for love. And my soul is
I love all of that.
why do we touch the night when we long to feel alive, and we hunger for love? And my soul is starving. Break me, chasing the enemy. Gotta deal with the devil, but
What is
I got the
happening?
stamina higher than anything I've ever seen or been. Right now, everything's empty. Starving, craving, chasing the remedy. I got used to the torture, but no one is set to be lonely. Break me, chasing the enemy, and my soul is hurting. I got the stamina.
What's happening? Whoa.
Why do we have to die for us to see the light? Decorated bones, my soul is high.
Are we in a club right now? Like, what is happening? Whoa. I was completely in a trance there. Like, whoa. Like, so much has happened. Like, we have gone from, like, all right, yeah, we're picking up tempo. We're definitely getting quicker now, to, like, through the roof. Like, this is the tempo of the album. Whoa. I have some thoughts. All right, so I want to address the elephant in the room to start with. I've said this before many times in videos, and I will highlight it again here and explain myself. I'm not a fan of dance music. I'm not. It's not my genre. I'm not a fan of that. And this song, at one particular point, I really thought it was going to lean into something that I really don't like in dance music that's used a lot. And I thought it was going to do the classic example is the song Rihanna, We Found Love. So like, and you know that song, We Found Love in a Hopeless Place. And a lot of dance songs use this, where it's like that beat that builds up to the drop, where it's like that. Like, and I have to say, this song, I thought it was going to do that, and I started to get worried, because for me, it's like, I just don't like that in dance music at all. It's so overused. It's not my thing. And luckily, this song didn't do that. Like, I thought for a second it was going to build up to that, but it didn't. Instead, it went in a more interesting direction. And thank God, because I loved the direction that we went in here. And, you know, you can probably figure out the section I'm talking about right in the middle there, when, like, the energy just really went somewhere. And there was, like, that build. There was, like, in the background. And that's what I was worried. I was thinking, oh, God, are we going to go in this direction? But then I love that when we got to the top, we got like that broken kind of voice, when it was like that just echo of that voice in the background. But then again, the imagery with that, and then suddenly like it became very techno, and it was like the soundscape of it suddenly went wide, and that was beautiful. Like suddenly it just opened up massively, and I really love that. And again, matched with the vocals, and what really made all of this make sense for me was that it was really echoing that feeling of the heartbeat. Like that, like that was a heartbeat. And that's really what this was leaning into here. Obviously, the imagery of the whole album is Aurora holding this silver heart. That's really what this was leaning into. And that really made sense for me. Like, that was beautiful. Again, this music video is epic, which I'll talk about shortly. But yeah, it's interesting because where the song started, obviously we had like quite a quick beat to start with, which then slowly built through the song. Obviously we got to that explosive middle section. I'm pleased there that it went experimental, and that's what I really like. For me, that's what saved it, because if it did go in the kind of normal dance music direction, I probably would have pulled myself way back from this song. But I really like that it went something, it like went very Nordic sounding as well, like more of kind of like that European dance sound, which was really interesting. And really interesting to see Aurora take a song in that direction as well. I wonder if it was like, you know, her decision to do that, or working with a producer, try different sounds on that. But that was really interesting to go in that direction. And then to bring it back with like, you know, that chorus again, like why do we have to die for us to feel alive? I thought that was really interesting. That was repeated all the way through that. And then again, just like with that hard kind of beat, that heartbeat, talking about why do we have to die for us to feel alive, with that heartbeat going all the way through. That's such strong imagery. That's exactly what Aurora does all of the time with her music. And you really got that here with this beat, and it just sucked you in. Like, so much was going on. Wow. And then we need to talk about this music video. Like, this is art. I loved this. Starting off with Aurora, like in the bath there, kind of just with the water there, and she's kind of just peeping over, like singing. And then like all of the movements, like in the bath as well. And then, you know, all of the movement with the dancers was incredible. I love like they started with their heads covered and then like pulled like the tops off later on. Like, you know, like it was like they were taking their first breath. Like the temptation with the apple, which we've seen before with Aurora do with other music videos as well, which I love the callback there. This is a blue apple rather than a red apple this time, which is interesting. I love all of that kind of like hands reaching out like to this one apple, reaching out for that sustenance. And that imagery is so powerful, so politically powerful as well, but so beautiful, like in the way that it was executed here in this music video. Like those anonymous hands reaching through the wall towards this food, this anonymous hand that has food. And then all of this coming together, and then like, as I say, like all of the dancing going on in the middle there, and then suddenly like, you know, all of that, when it did build up in the middle and then it dropped off, and like all of that kind of, the movement was like this, like on the screen, and it was like images flashing up, and there was so much movement, there was such like just a whirlwind of action happening. And then yeah, like I love the way that the song just drops off as well. Like so much is happening, so much is going on, and then just boop, done, like just drops off. But wow, like what an incredible change of direction for Aurora. I've never heard her lean so much into kind of dance music like this before. And I'm so pleased for the reasons that I said, that I didn't go into the things in dance music that I really don't like. I really like that it kept true to her interpretation of that. It was very experimental with that, very kind of European and kind of Nordic sounding with that as well, which I absolutely adored. And yeah, really, really interesting. This will be an interesting one for me to come back to as well, to see how I feel like a second or third time round. But yeah, wow, something very, very different. Really, really intriguing as well. All right, now we're right up here. There's so much going on. I mean, where do we go next with the album? I'm so excited. Let's check it out. Next track. All right, so this next track is The Blade, which obviously we've had, like Aurora, like the imagery of her, like literally with a dagger, like licking the blade as well at points and stabbing the heart. You know, so it'll be really interesting going off the last song, Starvation, which, whoa, to then come to this. It'll be really, really interesting to see where we go here. And again, just on Starvation, obviously the imagery there, the hand reaching out with the apple, people reaching out to try and grasp the apple to really kind of feed as well. I just thought it was a really interesting imagery that I never pointed out in the last time I talked about the song. But yeah, let's jump in here. The Blade, let's go. Alright, so we've already got this like Enya sound again, which I absolutely love. We are up here.
innocent like a child, yet she sleeps with the night right under her pillow, and the clothes won't be near anymore.
Interesting lyrics there.
Paralyzed in denial, ever changing. Will she be the same? See a shame on the wall, on the cross in the night. Nobody remembers when she cries. Scarlet skies on the floor. A million doors, corridors ever changing. I still feel the rage.
Ooh.
Watch out, watch what
Let's
you
go.
say. Your truth becomes your grave. A sword can cut both ways, but I got sharp blades.
I love this repeated melody of like that humming. It's very Enya. Very good. Love it.
Vertical, all she knows when the world drags her so deep into the shadow, like a chain that chokes my throat when she cries.
Good prize.
I hold her near, hurting world overwhelming. I still feel her pain.
Yes.
Watch out, watch what you say. Your truth becomes your grave. A sword can cut both ways, but I got sharp blades. Feel the rage.
Interesting beat here. Where are we going next? Are we like going explosive or going inward? No. Ooh. Good. Wow, this build. Nice. Oh, nice. Felt out that vocal.
Need protection, need protection.
That vocal there.
Need protection, need protection.
Wow, wow, wow. That was a vocal powerhouse right there by Aurora. That was like all different types of her vocal there, especially that lower register, but then as well that really higher register, and then that belt as well. Wow, that was like everything together vocally in one song. This was a highlight vocally of the album by far. Especially that ending there, that soft arms need protection, that need protection, like really kind of going to that lower range as well, which I really loved. All of that humming in the background, I mean, I eat that stuff up. I've said a million times comparatively to Enya, but I'm a big Enya fan, and it reminds me so much of that. She does a lot of that, but the layering in that as well is just absolutely beautiful. It just works so well. Like just this murmuring in the background. It's almost like, you know, we've got this faster beat coming in. It's interesting, like the song, it starts off where it's like, you know, it's Aurora's beautiful higher register, very much that innocent voice, and we get lyrics there about a child having like a dagger under the bed as well, like under the pillow, sorry, ready for protection, and like, you know, will it change her and all of that, which is really interesting. We'll go into that when we talk about the lyrics in a second, but, you know, it was almost like that innocence of that higher register, like in the voice there, like, you know, many things, trying to figure out what's going on, but then like it's interesting as the voice like changes through the song, where it becomes almost like that less kind of innocent and more like, right, I am feeling the emotions now. And I think this particular song really leans into that, you know, that emotion of rage, which I know like Aurora literally belts like several times towards the end of the song, which I absolutely love. love that vocal, love hearing Aurora just like unleash with that and just let out those big cries. You know, it reminds me a little bit of like, I guess when she's done it in other songs like Held Again, like when she did that with Wadruna and other stuff like that as well, just that big cry, when she unleashes that, it just works so well. I really, really love it. But I love that, just that emotion and that passion and that one word, rage. And it wasn't just like sang, you know, just like rage is like a kind of straight line, like a kind of straight note. You know, those beautiful runs that she was putting on the end there, it was almost kind of very like, I don't want to say country, more like Celtic kind of sound singing in the background there, like, and as well, like with her run, it just sounded beautifully Celtic in some of those runs, which was gorgeous. And folky, that's the word I'm looking for, really folky in that, which I absolutely loved. Beautiful, beautifully done. And then to come back just, you know, again with that vocal quality at the end there, just that lower register. This song builds, and it is almost like an explosion of emotion, of rage. It's almost like, right, I'm going to have to defend myself now. I've got this dagger. I'm full of anger. I'm in this position that I didn't want to be in, but I'm here now. I'm protecting myself, so let's go. I am full of rage as a result of this circumstance. Yeah, so the lyrics at the beginning there, like, innocent like a child, yet she sleeps with a knife right under her pillow, and the claws won't be near anymore. Really, really interesting. Ready to defend herself. Horrible that this child is in this position where they have to do that, but yet they now have this knife under the pillow and they are ready to defend themselves, which is crazy. But it's saying that the claws won't be near anymore because they're ready for this. Paralyzed in denial, ever changing, will she be the same? That's so interesting. That question hung on there and I really like that. It is, you know, a sense of this is a child, this is innocence, and yet they're having to defend themselves from something. Will it completely change them? When they've gone through something, will they ever be the same again? And that's such an interesting question whenever anyone goes through any type of conflict. Before the conflict, during the conflict, and after the conflict. 3 stages there, and a person can change in any of those stages, but will they ever be the same again? That's such an interesting question. See your shame on the wall, on the cross, in the night. Nobody remembers when she cried scarlet tears on the floor. That's really interesting. A million doors, corridors, ever changing. I still feel the rage. So this is like a change in circumstance. There's so much going on, so many different directions to take. There's such unclarity in terms of where you should go. But yet the one constant in this is that rage. You know, that emotion, that passion, that absolute, you know, your wit's end. And it's just, you know, you're in this horrendous circumstance where you're having to put a knife under your bed to protect yourself. You feel the rage. That's the one constant through all of this. Just another few lyrics there. So like, your truth becomes your grave, which is so interesting. That's so prevalent, especially right now, like with a lot that's going on in the world. Like, speaking your truth ends up, you know, being in some ways a death sentence, in some way being incredibly harmful to you. And that's really important that Aurora put that in there, because that's so much like, you know, speaking about, unfortunately, the state of the world in many different places right now. A sword can cut both ways, but I got sharp blades, feel the rage. So again, it's talking about defense there, right? Like, you know, what you want to do to me, that can cut, but also I can cut back because I feel the rage. I'm ready to defend what I believe in. That's so important. Vertigo, all she knows, when the world drags her soul deep into the shadow like a chain. It chokes my throat when she cries. I hold her near, hurting world, overwhelming. I still feel her pain. So that's like somebody being dragged into this dark circumstance, right? Where they've been dragged out of the light that we were talking about earlier in a previous song, into the shadows, literally being choked, like pulled in by all of this travesty that's happening around them. And this one person saying like, I hold her near, hurting world. Like, this is the world. It's being afflicted right now. And like, I still feel her pain. So that was interesting. We've gone from like the rage, and like whether this is, you know, the rage of like Mother Nature, the world, whether this is a person, a child, or, you know, somebody who is in a circumstance that they shouldn't be in. And they've gone through this horrendousness, and then someone is just holding them near because they're saying, look, they're full of rage, but I feel their pain. That's why the rage is there. Honestly, these lyrics are so deep, and it's really interesting that we've gone from the last song, which was like explosive and incredible, to then go to this, which is almost like, right, okay, so much is happening right now. I've got to get ready to defend myself. And this was just a beautiful mixture of all emotions in there, as well as Aurora's incredible vocal, as I say, that higher register, got that deeper register as well, and that beautiful cry just on the word rage again and again and again, just, you know, emphasizing that emotion in this song. Absolutely beautifully done. This is definitely one of the standout tracks for me on the album. All right, next track. All right, so up to the penultimate song now, My Body Is Not Mine. So that's really interesting when we think about where we were in the last song there, like full of rage, full of anger. It's almost like an out-of-body experience. So I wonder if this is going to reflect on, you know, actions that you're taking. It feels almost automatic, like my body isn't mine anymore. Someone has come and claimed that. And that could be many different things, like are we, you know, discussing death, or are we discussing you're doing actions outside of yourself that you wouldn't normally do, so therefore my body doesn't feel like mine because of, you know, circumstances that have happened around me that I've had to do, you know, because I've been so full of rage. These things have happened. My body doesn't feel like mine anymore. I don't know. So let's check it out. My Body Is Not Mine. Oh, okay. Interesting start here.
I can remember the first time I felt my mind turning into a beast of an evil kind.
There we go.
If there's a demon in the light of my aim, I won't be calling its name.
Love that.
I would stare at the back of my hand for days, reading the wisdom written out for me in my veins. If there's a demon in the eye of my soul, I won't be letting you know.
Ooh, wow.
But the night kicks in when I know it's time I build.
Let's go.
So it's safe to hide, and the people I love I left behind. They see too much when I look in my eyes. Feel no pain and I never cry. I bleed no blood and I never die. My body's not mine, body's not mine, body's not mine. I need the body.
Wow.
And the past feels like another life when the story they somehow all survive repeats itself so many times, written cold in blood, heavy as the Bible. Feel no pain and I never cry. I bleed no blood and I never die. My body's not mine, body's not mine, body's not mine. I need the body.
Wow, this beat, this melody is so interesting. This is foreboding. Wow. Just the whip. What is going on? Oh, here we go. Wow, well, I was not expecting that ending there. I thought, honestly, like, when the music started to die down, I thought, okay, that'll be the end. It's been like a really nice, interesting song. And then that last bit there was like just transformative into just completely a different place. Wow, like right at the end of the album as well, just when you think it might be starting to wrap things up, Aurora still has a few aces up her sleeve and still surprises you like that. That was really incredible. Wow. So this was another nice, like, interesting, different kind of direction for Aurora again, where we had, you know, there was almost like a little bit more of that 80s type techno again that was in there, especially that last section. Wow, that just went somewhere completely different from the rest of the song, but I really liked it. It was very kind of, I don't know, like that 80s, almost 90s type sound. I guess more 80s, like leaning into there, but just such an interesting dynamic, especially vocally as well, when Aurora's vocal here is back to being like very low, very kind of down here. But yet it works so well, especially with that repetition of like, you know, talking about my body and my heart and about crying if you don't find my heart, which obviously we'll talk about the lyrics in a second. But just melodically very interesting, very enchanting, you know, kind of that repetition of that going through that again and again. Obviously there's lyrics in there talking about becoming a demon, which it kind of leans into, I think, what I was saying before about, you know, feeling like your body isn't yours after, you know, going into this state of rage and the actions that you take, making you become a different person from who you normally are, which is really, really interesting. But yeah, just melodically, very interesting how the beat was kind of set up right at the start, and we kind of had that constant beat going through, but then we had that beautiful layering of Aurora's voice as well, like where we had like that lower register layering with slightly higher going through, like repeating a lot of like the chorus there, like so a lot of the lyrics there were kind of very like connected with each other, very close together, kind of repeated very quickly, but beautiful. It was almost like, again, momentum that was in this song. We are moving through whatever's happened now, which is really interesting. It'll be really, really interesting to see how this builds into the very last song as well, which we'll come into next. But yeah, such an interesting like sound, you know, full on like momentum. We kind of built to somewhere towards the end there. We just had a breath. And I honestly thought that's where the song was going to end. And then boom, we had that end section as well, where it's like, oh no, we're not done yet. We are not done yet. We've still got some of this to go, baby. And it just went for it. And I really, really enjoyed that last section where suddenly it was like, right, you thought we were over? Well, guess what? Here's some more. Bam. Really, really love that. Let's check out some of the lyrics. All right, so straight away the opening, it's like, I can remember the first time I felt my mind turning into a beast of a new kind. So straight away there, we're talking about what we were talking about before. If there's a demon in the line of my aim, I won't be calling its name. I would stare at the back of my hand for days, reading the wisdom written up for me in my veins. If there's a demon in the eye of my soul, I won't be letting you know. So again, that's interesting, that like, you know, looking at the back of the hand as well and reading kind of your veins and maybe who you used to be, it's still on there. But yet she's talking a lot about this demon like inside and like beast of a new kind, like you are turning into this different type of person. And that's because of a reflection of what you've been through, what's happening right now. And that's really interesting, talking about like, you know, if I see that demon, like I won't let you know who I am. I will just, I guess, attack, which is such an interesting thing to explore within the lyrics and this song as well. And you can kind of feel that with the momentum pushing forward with that idea. Beautiful. And even the second verse, when we look into some of the lyrics there, you know, you can tell this is somebody that doesn't want to be in this situation, but unfortunately here they are. But the light kicks in when I know it's time. I built my walls so it's safe to hide. And the people I love left behind, they see too much when they look in my eyes. I feel no pain, I never cry, I bleed no blood, and I'll never die. Obviously, all of this was sang very quickly. My body's not mine, body's not mine, body's not mine, I need nobody. So interesting again there, like talking about being unrecognizable. You know, like you've gone through so much, you've built up your walls now, you're a completely different person, you're like this beast. And, you know, people that you loved once who showed you so much love, they don't recognize you anymore because, as she's saying, like, my body is not mine anymore. Like, I don't even recognize myself. Other people don't recognize me because my body is not mine. You know, I've taken a new form almost. And then at the end there, I need nobody. That was so interesting just to hang on that, like, I need nobody. And that was repeated a lot throughout that. And like that repetition at the end there, it was like, you need my body, when you need my heart, you cry. You need my body, when you need my heart, you cry. And it was kind of that repeated again and again and again, which was so interesting. When you need my heart, you cry. Is that like when you need my love, you cry? And like, you need my body, when you need my heart, you cry. You need my body, when you need my heart, you cry. That was so interesting, the repetition. I really want to pose this question to you. What do you think at the ending of that and what that means to you? And obviously all of the lyrics as well that we discussed so far. Make sure you let me know down in the comments like your interpretations of the song as well, because that's really interesting. You know, you need my body. When you need my heart, you cry. So like, again, that's so interesting. The heart is life. Like you're taking a life, you're taking my body, but when you take my heart, you take who I am. But then this person has changed. Like they're so different now. So that's been taken away from them. And this body they don't even recognize, it doesn't feel like theirs anymore. So you've taken my body, but also you've taken who I am. And like, when you realize that, it hits you and that's what makes you cry. Such an interesting area to explore within this song. Again, beautifully done. And just so surprising, that last section. I know I'm repeating myself, but whatever. Like, still coming back in those last kind of like maybe minute or so, 30 seconds, just boom, hitting you there. Just been like, oh, well, you thought I was almost down. Well, now I'm back up and here we go. Expertly done. All right, and here we go. We're going into the last track. All right, so here we are, the end of the album and the last song, Invisible Wounds. Now, it'll be really interesting to hear how she chooses to end this. Will we be like up here again? Like, 'cause it feels like we've done like a lot of fighting, a lot of battling. So like, are we going to stay up here? Is that momentum going to stay to push through the end of the album? Are we going to kind of round out like the last kind of album as well, like with We Are Going to the Moon? Like, are we going to round it out and just like find peace within ourselves? Is all this going to end? Are we going to find some clarity? Talking about Invisible Wounds as well, which is a really interesting title. So yeah, let's jump straight in. Here we go.
I squeeze into a small hole through the eyes of needles to stitch you up again. Even though I know so well I can't fix anything, I look for blood to shed, mistaking every vein for thread, spreading out too thin as I'm lying in my bed, barely existing. And I need you, and I need you to understand, to understand.
Goosebumps.
Sometimes I see light, and I fear it's only fantasy. Oh, wouldn't it be tragic if there is no light in me, not any magic? And I need you to forgive me.
Wow. That beautiful vocalizing in the background.
I know the best I can isn't always good enough. It hurts to know I hurt you, like I know it hurts for you to know you've hurt me. And now my blood is yours, and life is slowly losing touch. How do we learn to tend to these invisible wounds our wounds gave us? I can't heal you, and you can't heal me, even if we
Beautiful.
wanted to.
Wow, this is absolutely beautiful. That beautiful vocalizing again. Wow, this vocal at the end. Ethereal. Wow, wow. What a way to end this journey and this album. Wow. The end there, that was just, for me, it was letting go. It was transcendence. Moving on to another place now, like I'm going. And like, especially with some of the lyrics in there, like, I need you to not need me anymore. You know, like, I need to go. Like, I need to move to a different place now. Wow, that was so meaningful, so beautiful. And again, just like I said, the beginning of the album was like a sunrise. This almost felt like, in some ways, a sunset, but also more just like moving on to the next place. Wow, that was beautiful. So I have to say, like, for starters, Aurora's vocal in this was just out of this world. Like, just beautiful. It's so ethereal, again, so innocent. Like, gone is that kind of, that lower, kind of almost harsher vocal to a degree of like, you know, getting ready to fight, getting ready to stand up for yourself, feeling intense pain and anger. This was almost like acceptance. Like, you know, I feel different now. I'm a different person now. It's time for me to move on. And like, when I talk about moving on as well, it felt like, you know, whether that is death and going to the next place, or whether that is leaving this location to go somewhere else, it could be many things. And there's a lot of evidence to suggest, like, especially when we get to the lyrics, that it is like moving on, you know, your soul is moving on to another place, because you're a different person now, you're a different being of existence now. And that's so interesting, that's so Aurora to explore that. But obviously, before we get to lyrics, I just have to say Aurora's vocal was stunning in this, especially the delicacy in her voice. Almost felt like she was on the verge of tears when she was singing certain parts, like almost like a slight wobble in the vocal, and not like in terms of like staying on key, but just emotionally. You could hear that there was almost like a break, and it was beautiful, especially when she was like, you could tell she was very close to the mic, almost kind of like singing, whispering in parts, which was beautiful. Like, so beautiful to really lean into that vulnerability within her vocal. Absolutely gorgeous. I loved all of the vocalizing, again, just all of that in the background, just that beautiful kind of soft vocalizing. You can just imagine like looking up to the sky and just being like, okay, right, I am ready to move to the next place. And like, this song captured that so well. Like, the tempo really slowed down now. It's acceptance, it's, as I say, moving on, it's letting go, it's moving to the next place. But it was just so beautifully done with the vocal, because there was hesitancy there. It was almost like, you know, I need to go and I should go, but I still have feelings here, but no, in fact, I'm ready to go. And that was just wonderfully done. Just all this, just that soft kind of bum, 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 just in the background was gorgeous. Just nice, like, keeping that rhythm there, just slowly meandering, slowly moving on. And you could almost feel like ascension in this song. Whereas everything else, like I've talked about, like, you know, there's been tempo, there's been movement, it's been moving forwards. Whereas this song feels like it's moving up. And that was beautifully done. Just all of the rises in the vocals and the music, just pushing everything, swirling up. And especially at the end there, just those beautiful heavenly vocals, really. Just really high, all of them together, coming together so beautifully. All of the voices and the layering coming together, blending together so well, and just really going up and then just kind of dispersing like that. Just absolutely beautiful way to end the album. Wow. Let's check out some of the lyrics. So reading through some of these lyrics, I think this does talk about maybe death, or like just moving on to the next kind of life, as it were. Maybe to start with there, I squeeze into a small hole through the eyes of needles, which is painful as hell. I stitch you up again, even though I know so well I can't fix anything. I look for blood to shed, mistaking every vein for thread, spreading out too thin as I'm lying in my bed, barely existing. I mean, the end there is kind of that. It's almost like you're shutting down, right? Like everything in you is like starting to shut down because it's the soul that's ready to move on to somewhere else. Just beautiful. And I love we got the repetition of this chorus, which normally was like either 3 or 4 kind of lines, but like that, and I need you to understand, to understand. And when it came back later on, like, and I need you to forgive me if you can. Just, that's beautiful. It's like, you know, talking to somebody and saying, look, I need you to understand, I need you to forgive me for what's happened, and like, I need you to not need me because I need to move on now. Like, for what's best for me, for everything that's happened, my soul is going to another place now. Beautifully done. Sometimes I see light and I fear it's only fantasy. Only wouldn't it be tragic if there is no light in me, not any magic? Aurora talks about this so much in her music about, you know, having that soul, that essence of being, of who you are. That is light. You can't change that. You can't take that away from anyone. That is just the core being of who you are. Yes, you might not recognize your body anymore and the actions that it's doing and how your emotional kind of journey is controlling you there. But that light inside of you, that is the magic. And that's what Aurora talks about a lot in her songs. And, you know, thematically, she's explored that quite often. And then what that means to take that and like where that goes next on the journey, which is beautifully done. And again, like jumping forward a little bit, there was some beautiful stuff here when it was like, you know, and now my blood is yours. And life is slowly losing touch again. So, you know, this is me moving away from my physical body now. This is like the soul, the magic inside of you, I guess, leaving that body. How do we learn to tend to these invisible wounds our home gave us? Beautiful. Such strong, poignant questions there. Like these invisible wounds our homes gave us. Like our bodies, you know, like interesting. And then that chorus again, I can't heal you and you can't heal me, even if we wanted to and how I wanted to. And I need you to stop needing me like I've needed you. We both need to tend to the invisible wounds. I mean, this is just poetry again. It is, for me, that just says like, I'm letting go. Like, and I'm not like, that's not giving up. I'm letting go because I'm ready to go to that next life. And that's so beautiful. That's really kind of emphasized within the way the song's made up, the soundscape of the song, all of the voices coming together. It's a collective. It's not you going alone. You're collectively going with a joint kind of, I guess, big group of other souls moving on to the next form of life. And that's so well done. Wow, wow, wow. All right, so that is the full album, Aurora, What Happened to the Heart. And I have to say, like, final thoughts, this is honestly, in many ways, a masterpiece. Like, it's just beautiful. Like, thematically, when Aurora's talking about, like, so much here, talking about, you know, the title of the album, like, what happened to the heart? What happened to compassion? What happened to showing love between each other? You know, and she really does explore that and, like, the fallout of that and what can happen if that doesn't happen. You know, like, transcending through different states of being, how you can go from, like, you know, being so full of love and emotionally charged like that to then, you know, turning almost into a beast and, like, not recognizing yourself anymore, and what that can do to a person, how that can change a person. Will they ever come back from that? And again, it's very much talking about the circumstances of, you know, like, conflict between people, conflict between the people and Mother Nature, and like what that looks like, and just all of this, and just exploring and asking that question all the way through the album is so strong here. And it's like both on a personal level, but also on, like, you know, a society level as well, like posing those questions. What happens to society? What happens to individuals within this space? So beautifully done. But then also asking you to ask yourself, what do you think would happen there? What would happen to you? So just, like, thematically, I think this is one of her strongest albums, where she's really kind of crafted, you know, talking about in, you know, especially her earlier albums, like a lot of, like, the human condition, what it means to be human. But now she's kind of, for me, this is an evolution from that, where now she's talking about bigger things of, right, what does it mean to be a person? But also when you're a person, you know, versus Mother Nature, but then you're conflicted by so much chaos that's happening around you, then who are you? And I think those are really interesting kind of existential questions that need to be asked, to be fair. And that rings so true with, you know, Aurora and her as a a songwriter, as a storyteller, the things that she likes to explore in her music, that makes complete sense to me. And that is perfect. An evolution from like where she was, you know, in her early albums, kind of really asking, again, some interesting questions about the self and like, you know, existing in different places and different spaces and all of the, like those interesting questions. And this has been an evolution of that. And I think that rings so true in her kind of journey through the albums there. Just beautifully done. In terms of music and kind of like song makeup, like this album's really interesting because it explores so many different areas. Like we get beautiful ethereal music from Aurora that we know so well from her, but then we get like full-on pop songs as well, which again, it's like alternative pop, but it does sound great. Like, you know, certain songs like Your Blood, I guess, is a lot more upbeat, a lot more of a poppy sound. Some Type of Skin is another one in there, just certain things. And then we get to like more explosive, like more upbeat and then dance songs, stuff like Starvation, which really surprised me, to be honest. I like was not expecting to hear like a song of that type ever from Aurora. But as I said, like when I talked about that song, really, really interesting the way that she explored using that dance sound within, you know, Aurora's interpretation of that. And I'm really pleased we got that. I'm really, really happy that we got that. But so again, explosive. And then, you know, to go towards the end of the album there when we had stuff like The Blade and like My Body Is Not Mine, and like such an interesting way that we were traveling through there, like how we started off like, you know, the birth of a new day to then go into, you know, like these kind of pleasant, like happy songs, and then the conflict of the mind, which is like a real kind of, not a depressing song, but just asking a lot more serious questions about a condition that you're in, to then go a lot more explosive with a lot more stuff happening, to then kind of not even wind down, because we still had some surprises, like, you know, My Body Is Not Mine, when we start, like had that surprise at the end there, and then to go into like Invisible Wounds, how like we're moving on now, we're transcending. And Aurora always does that with her albums. Like we start in one place and we end up somewhere else very different, and I love that we have that. It's just such a well thought out, crafted album, as we come to expect all the time from Aurora. All right, standout tracks. This is, for me, this is really, really, really tough, because there's a lot of it that I like, and like collectively as an album I really, really enjoyed. But, and this is, you know, this isn't set in stone, this is just from my first listen, this will probably change, but right now, songs that I love, I'm just looking at the list here. Okay, Your Blood, Some Type of Skin, The Essence, let's have a look. A Soul Was No King, especially the version featuring Mother Nature. I absolutely love that version. What else we got? Do You Feel, I thought was great. What else? To be honest, Starvation's probably there as well. What a great, like, upbeat in the music video as well. Fantastic. And then probably the two opening tracks as well. Sorry, the opening and the ending track. So Echo of My Shadow and Invisible Wounds, I just think are beautiful. Those are like my tracks that I think just really hit me. I mean, you know, I've named basically most of the album there, to be fair, but, and again, that'll probably change. Like, I'll listen to the album again and like I'll move those around. Like, I can't give you like the top #1 song yet. Like, I'm not there yet, but you know, in future videos I might talk about that again. But for me, such a strong album, another incredible output by Aurora, and so many interesting things to think about, you know, about yourself and about society and about the world and the state of the world right now. And if any art can do that, can make you sit back and really think about things in your life and think about things in the world right now, that's exactly what art should be doing. And that's exactly the type of art that Aurora creates, and that is magic. Another solid album. So there we go, guys. There's my full reaction to the entire brand new album from Aurora, What Happened to the Heart. Another solid classic for me. But what do you think of the album? Make sure you let me know down in the comments below all of your interpretations of like the lyrics, and then like which your favorite songs were as well. Make sure you let me know down below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please come and subscribe to the channel if you don't already. That would be very, very lovely. And make sure you hit that bell icon as well. It's the fastest way to get new notifications when a brand new video like this drops. And again, I want to thank you all for your patience on this. This video has taken a while because there's been a lot to it, a lot of editing time on this one, but I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you everyone who has come to my channel all the way through this. I've been doing this for 4 years now, 4 years now. And the channel started with Aurora, and here we are again with her new album. And I'm looking at this and just thinking, wow, like for me, even this is a journey, like how far the channel's come from where it started, that very first video with my very you know, old microphone and my squeaky voice on that microphone and everything, and sitting in my bedroom in my old apartment, to now this. What an evolution. You know, maybe I'll go back and react to that first video. I don't know, but thank you all so much. This has been incredible, and I just look forward to seeing her live, you know, when she's on tour this year. I'll be seeing her, I'm going to see if I can see her twice, but I'm definitely locked in to see her in one location. But let me know where you're seeing her on her tour as well. I am so excited for this, and I cannot wait to see her. But until next time, everyone. Oh, but wait, there's more. So I have just come back from the gym, and I found this bad boy on my doorstep, and it says on the front here, it's from a particular Norwegian artist. So this is the album on vinyl. What happened to the heart there? It's beautiful. I'll open that up in a second. Let's put you there. We also have this, which I'm guessing is like the art collection. We'll open that up in a second as well. There's something else in here. Oh, a little signed card. Yeah, I totally forgot I even got this, but yeah, signed card as well. Alright, so we have first here the signed card. It's actually like a proper card as well. I thought it would just be like a piece of paper, but no, proper card, picture of Aurora on there, and her autograph, which is incredible. I'm going to save that little booklet thing for last. I'm going to open this up next and just have a look at the actual album artwork and stuff. So, tear it here, down. That actually opened a lot easier than what I thought it would. Normally it's like, it can be a pain in the arse to open these up. Put that there. Alright, here we go, the actual sleeve. So, oh nice. We open it up to this picture of Aurora, which is beautiful. And then we have the sleeves in here. Yeah, so side B, side A. Ooh, ooh, hello. I didn't realize there was this color. Hold on. Look at that. Wow. That's pretty sexy. All right, so here it is. It's got like a little lip on the back there as well. We'll see how difficult this one is to open. This might even be a little bit more difficult than that last one. Oh, no, we are a go. Right, let's have a look. Right, so let's put that down there. So we slip this open. All right, we've got some photographs in here by the look of it. Okay, there's another thing inside, but let's just look at this first. So we have Polaroid shots of Aurora here, which are incredible. Wow. Like this one as well. We have we have a piece of card just saying, "My God, it's a lot." Love that. We have the actual CD version now of the album. Let's actually have a look at the CD, see what artwork is on there. Okay, so it's similar artwork to what is on the actual vinyl disc there, but still a really nice picture of Aurora there. Put that back in the sleeve. It's quite cool how the songs go all the way around, like around on the outside as well. Okay, so these photographs are pretty awesome. Right, let's put all this down. Right, now let's have a proper look at what else is in here. There's something here. All right, so we have some official Aurora stickers, and then we have this, which is like a duo pack, like of booklets with like this around that says what happened to the heart. So if we slide that off, I'm like a sucker for stuff like this. I don't like to throw it away, I like to keep it. So, and then we have a poster, I'm guessing behind, and then this. Okay, so this is like the official lyrics book here, and we've got like different photographs inside of like Aurora during like the making of this album, and like so she's like recording the heart and such, and yeah, and all the lyrics to the songs as well, which is incredible. So we got this all the way through, and obviously the name of the album on the back again. Yeah, and then all of the thank yous, the publishers, everybody involved in the album. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And then we have, last but not least, if we put this down, we have this poster. Okay, this is interesting. So it's like a silhouette of Aurora, and then the heart inside, which is like cut out there, which again is almost like a silhouette inside a silhouette. But yeah, so there we go. That is the full collection of the version of the album that I bought. Please do let me know down in the comments of the version of the album that you got as well. Let me know, did you get this version? Did you get the CD? Did you get anything else extra? Did you get any clothing? Please do let me know. But yeah, little bonus there. All right, till next time, take care.